stories that I think have to be told through editing, through multiple parts of filming that just can't be done on a live set. I never want to write that medium off because ultimately I just want to be creative. I want to tell cool stories. So I guess thanks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. You guys are the best. I can't believe in April of this year I will have been uploading YouTube videos for 10 years. My entire adult life is online, which is weird. But also, I don't think I would trade it for anything. I'm so happy. I can't believe how far we've come. Let me know if you want me to do like some kind of 10-year flashback rewind. I'm saying on the channel. I don't know, but the point is, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, type in whatever my editor decides to type on screen right now. Type that in the comments to prove that you watched this far and for engagement, and like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.
So, I think we all can relate. We all done seen this movie before, right? But I tell you what you haven't seen. Have y'all seen her lately? I'm talking about her. Remember her in the movie? Have y'all seen her lately?
Man, okay, let's go. Since I barely streamed last night, I'm gonna try to go 8 hours today. I'm gonna try. Let's see how tired I am. Fucking cold in this bitch. Yeah.
I just like this card. How pretty. Very pretty card. But it came out reverse. You're not getting the negative connotation with it. You're getting the positive. Two of Swords is usually overthinking, stuck, not moving, over-contemplating, just like having a lot of thinking going on, but not having a lot of action. So reversed is the opposite. There's a lot more action, there's a lot more doing, there's a lot more experiencing and seeing. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be wandering the world more, wandering your community, seeing more, without worrying, without stressing, without planning everything in your mind beforehand. Feels a lot more spontaneous. And with the High Priestess as well, I feel like you might be like, there's something mysterious about you where you're kind of either having a lot more go on in your life than you're telling your bubble of friends and family, or there's just something, because I'm just getting this energy of like when you're older, depending on your age, that you'll be like this wise person everyone comes to, and you tell everyone a new story every time they're around you. priestess. Like, when did this? I didn't know you did that. Huh. There's something where you are like up to a lot. There's a lot of things happening that you'll be able to actually. You could even write a story about it. That could be it, and then you
Nice
retell
spot
it
for
with
a
your
last
husband
stand.
and your family and your friends. It's just like, wait, so that was all happening 2024.
Ah!
But you never told, like, there's something, but it feels positive, or it seems, there's just this energy here of you being a little bit sneaky, but not sneaky.
Fuck. Move back, move back.
Or if you're telling people,
Damn it.
Beautiful.
whatever this is about, I don't even know. So say you're off, maybe it's work, maybe you get offered a really cool job, maybe you're like a CIA agent, or I don't know why I said CIA, that's like America, but you're, I don't know, you're in the Secret Service or something, you've got a really cool job, you can't tell anybody about it, but then you start to kind of be, I don't know, it's so strange. What else? What else is going on? And I don't know what this has to do with anything, apart from you just kind of, it feels fun, it feels like adventurous, and it feels like you're living life without worrying. That you're doing more and it's more exciting, but you're not stressed.
Come on.
Welcome to the Slog. We're the only tarberry bog in the Commonwealth. So what do you think of the place?
The Slog? How'd you come up with that name?
We didn't. It was the caravan traders who started that. I started this place a few years back, but couldn't think of a name for it. Then one day, one of the traders pulls up after it's been raining for hours and says he's never had to slog through so much mud in his life. I asked him if it was worth it, and he said, for the best tarberries in the Commonwealth, it was definitely worth it. Working here is like a slog through the mud. It's tough going and you'll get dirty doing it, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. You've probably noticed it's only ghouls around here. I used to live in Diamond City, until that rat bastard mayor threw me and all the other ghouls out. I decided that we ghouls should have a place where we could feel welcome, and that's mainly why I started up this farm.
Why did the mayor throw you out?
We're ugly. We turn feral and kill people. We gives the kids nightmares. All the usual stuff we get from you smoothskins. Now, it's true that there was one incident in Diamond City where a ghoul turned feral and someone got hurt. But I ask you this. How many humans have suddenly turned violent and killed someone? I've seen it more times than I care to admit. What if this place could be more than just a refuge for ghouls who aren't welcome elsewhere? What if it could also be an example of what we can do when we put our minds to something and work together? We want this to be a place that everyone looks forward to visiting, with smiling faces, good bargains, and great produce. Maybe we can make people take a second look, you know? Maybe then they'd see that we're not monsters.
Anything I can do to help?
As a matter of fact, there is.
We can't sell tarberries without traders, and trade caravans need safe roads. There's a gang of super mutants that's been preying on anyone who comes near their turf, including traders. It'd be a great help to us if you could take care of those brutes once and for all.
That was good. Okay, so here we go. Where are they?
Do you know where they're coming from?
We have a pretty good idea. I hope you can find them and wipe them out.
Alright, so let's do it.
So for me to say that, maybe in the past when you wanted to do things that were quite out of your comfort zone, maybe you were overthinking, and now you're going to do things like, ooh, and not even blink an eye. You might even contemplate that, but this week, you might find yourself in a situation where you go, oh, me 5 years ago would never have done this. Cool. And like there is something where you're just gonna go, cool. Eight of Pentacles, for some of you this is work, this is your job, this is your career, your job, you're leveling up in some way, but it's like, what do you guys
Locke's
have
really
either
strong.
a really weird job or a really specific job that other people don't understand, so you don't get to talk about it?
Hey. Go check that out.
I'm on it, Captain.
This could cause, is something about, like, you need to find someone you can talk about your job to in some way? Like,
Looks doable.
that
I'll
would
give it a
really
try.
help you, or even write it down. There's some type of thing around your work.
That was
that could
easy.
cause you
How
some
about a
either
challenge next
physical
time?
health or just emotional, mental health issues. If you weren't to express them, like, it'd be very helpful for you to actually start writing about this, or finding someone to talk to. There's always someone. And Ace of Pentacles here, you could even be, like, some of you are even talking to, like, working through this with a paid professional, because there's that pentacle there, and with the Three of Swords with someone. Issues, if you weren't to express them, like, it'd be very helpful for you to actually start writing about this, or finding someone to talk to.
Why bother?
There's always
That's just
someone.
garbage.
And
I toss it.
Ace of Pentacles here, you could even be, like, some of you are even talking to, like, working through this with a paid professional, because there's that pentacle there, and with the Three of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, I think you're actually paying someone to help you out, either with your physical or your mental health, but it's very, very vital to you. It's very, I don't necessarily, to be honest, it actually feels like you could experiment, because I'm getting something about, like, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and I just feel like, is that even, why do I feel like I said that wrong? And it's like, oh, this one's too small, this one's too big, this one's just right. There's something where you might go to, like, three different people, and you go, oh, that's not right for me, that's not right for me. This one's working. Like, some type of therapy in some way. It could even be, like, a massage therapist. It could be anything. But there's something about trial and error. With the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like...
That's fucking annoying.
With the Ace of Pentacles, I just feel like this could also be
Good luck.
trying
I knew you
different
would.
ways, and then settling on, oh, actually, I can write about it, or I can do this about it. I can do this about it and make money at the same time. Like, you're either documenting something you're going through, or you're, like, writing it all down in some way. Like, for some of you, that's, like,
hear that?
leave you alone. Like, and then you go, oh, I can actually make a profit. Maybe you're, like, a musician, you're writing a song about some type of emotional thing you're going through, and you're like, wow, I can make a profit from this. At the same time as healing it, I'm able to, it's like, it's working and making money. And then, like, as I say, healing.
Is it just me?
More money.
Or is this too easy?
Yeah. And that might be why I kept getting that into other people being like, what? Where did this come from? When was all this happening? You told us about this. They might be listening to your song that you're writing, or they might think that reading the book that you're writing, and they're like, huh? Keep that quiet. You're like, sorry. I guess there's a lesson here as well. You don't have to keep things as quiet as you're keeping them. For some of you, if you are very, I guess Scorpio can be quite deep and private, and a little bit untrusting, which is really
You know how to show a girl a good time.
you're not alone. Like, I feel like emphasizing that you might feel alone, because with the High Priestess, you could keep a lot quiet because you just feel like nobody cares. Like, you're like, oh, I'm on my own. I'm all alone. Nobody cares. Quite sad, but I'm just gonna move past it. With the Devil, you're like breaking that cycle. The Devil is a habit, a consistency. I feel like there's something where you repeat this saying to yourself either that you are alone, either that there isn't anybody that cares, and you need to break that cycle. Because Tara's advice in the cycle to break here is to be like, actually, people do care. And actually, I'm not as alone as I feel. Six of Swords.
Where the fuck is it?
Moving into calmer times. We'd like to see that. Okay. Much better. Death. Thank you, Scorpio. Your card coming out. Rebirth. You are completely... You're like, yep, this isn't serving me. This mindset, this doing everything all on my own because nobody wants to help. That's not helping. That's not good for me. People do want to help me and people will help and I'm not alone. Boom. You move away from that energy and then you have a complete fresh start in your life where you get to look at things from a fresh perspective and rebuild in a more positive direction. And it feels like you're moving into a more emotionally fulfilling time of your life.
Fucking disappeared.
This could be love. This could be you having more people around you that you do love and care for and care for you the same. But it feels like also your passions, your work life is going to be very emotionally fulfilling. Like you're going to be very much into it feels like your work and your hobby is either combining or you will be doing something for work that you love that you would do even if you didn't make money from it. Like that's what this feels like. It feels very, very nice. And the Fool. There you go, new beginning. So you got Death card, which is rebirth. Right, rising from the ashes, Phoenix rising from the ashes, and then you have the Fool of a new beginning. It's very, very nice energy of you just kind of recreating yourself or recreating your life. But I don't want to overwhelm you because I always catch myself sounding very intense. Maybe it's the Scorpio energy, but you have learned everything you need to learn. You have the knowledge, you have the... Also getting you have the grit. There's something like you
Hey, what is it?
Grit,
Time to trade a few
you
things.
doubt your work ethic, but you have this work ethic. I don't know why you don't think you have this work ethic, because you do. You're starting new, starting fresh, and you're going to stick to your guns. Maybe you started writing something, you started creating something in the past, and you didn't stick to it. So now you're like procrastinating starting, because you're like, well, I don't want to disappoint myself. There's something where you're like burning that with the Death card. Nope, done.
That's crazy.
That energy's out the window.
Fucking gone.
Starting new, a little bit nervous, but it's fueling you. Your nerves are fueling you. You're like, I'm more nervous now that I'll give up. So that's fueling you to keep on going.
That's
I don't know,
my blood.
I don't know if that makes sense. I'm going to wrap your reading up here. Thank you so much for watching. If anything I said resonated or you feel it will, because obviously it's not happened, please let me know by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next Tuesday for Tiny Tales Tarot Tuesdays.
That's fucking weird, bro. Totally gone. I should stop. It was a legendary, but that's life. Alright, so any... No. She's the only one. Yeah, okay, so let's just listen to this one. What's this money and career? I'm curious.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Delhi Tarot, and these are the money, career, finance focus reading for the sun, moon and the rising sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, please keep in mind that this is your group general reading for the month of February 24. It's a group reading, so please pick it up what resonates.
Yeah, I'm gonna run into them eventually.
Please leave the rest for others, and if you really like what I do on the channel,
You
please
just save it.
subscribe the channel and put on the notifications. I want to clarify one very common query. A lot of people want to know that whether personal private readings are different from these group
Let's kill them.
readings. Absolutely, because it is done as per your time. And when we do your reading, it talks about your karmic journey and your vibrations and your aura. So definitely it is different and unique because we get a lot of solutions, remedies as well. And yes, a second query about healing. Healing is always done post-reading because reading gives you clarification, clarity on near future and far future, and accordingly healing is a high-level prayer which is done to boost up the energies. Okay, now let us see what messages do we have in your oracle card, Scorpio, for February.
What the fuck, bitch?
For your finances, it's time for you, Scorpio, to surrender.
Come on, come on, come on.
Your heart
Come on.
when I see this card of surrender, it means do not move into the intention, into the aura that you are struggling. You are just
Assaultron engaged.
what is needed, what is required. Keep yourself away from any anxiety, stress, related to goal achievement,
Ammo, caps,
related to
whatever you find,
result
don't forget to
achievement.
share.
Once you surrender completely after doing your hard work, you disconnect yourself with the result. You don't lose your energy. You focus only on work and not the result, because ultimately you cannot change the result. What is there in your hand is your own hard work and your own
Only
karma.
thing
It's time
better
for
than
you
getting
to
pissed is
surrender,
picking fights.
and it's time for you to not even flow against the flow. The angels are saying there is no need to justify, to clarify your action, your thought in professional life. Stand up for your belief. Whatever you feel is right, put your best foot forward, and there is no need for extra explanation, extra justification to what you are doing or what you will be doing and what you are supposed to do. So no justification needed, just do what is required and surrender completely accordingly. Your other card is the Spider Spirit. It says make your dreams real. You definitely need...
Yo, it's not interesting. Sorry. You don't make it interesting. Bro, let's listen to Abroad. I didn't finish one. Damn, I got 3.
Throughout my time living here, I've seen relations between Japan go up and down, but mostly down in the last few years since the President Xi Jinping came to power in China. And now it's like, you open the newspaper, it's like, World War III, it's coming next Tuesday. It's like, oh.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Abroad Japan podcast. Probably the best way of learning about life in Japan without actually being in Japan. I'm your host, Chris Board, and we're joined as always by England's top Japan enthusiast, Mr. Pete Dawson himself. Pete, how you doing? What's going on over there?
I had no idea we were doing a podcast record, so I turned up half an hour late. So I'd like to apologise in front of the Abroad Japan universe and listenership to Chris and say, sorry Chris, I didn't realise, because I didn't write down my calendar properly. And also I just needed that little half an hour lie in. It's now 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're now recording the Abroad Japan podcast. So to get me up and about, I've got some AW root beer. Why do we have root beer in England? Is it a thing in Japan? All that much? Why is it root beer in every goddamn drinks fountain? In every goddamn
Shit.
burger place in the whole of the UK? Root beer is the superior drink.
Charlotte, I always get Barks root beer, different brands. AW's alright, Barks for the action is, but I have a healthy addiction to root beer. Whenever I get to Canada, I drink like an ungodly amount, and I feel awful afterwards. It's like 2% root beer sugar.
Well, we have dandelion and burger, which is kind of similar. It doesn't have that wonderful sort of chemical, sort of medicine taste to it, which I really respect in a drink. If I had my way, I'd drink that sort of
Fuck, come on, reload.
antibiotics that kids take 24/7. It's delicious. If you had a fever or something, they'd give you antibiotics before they realised that.
Oh shit, yeah, he's fucking strong.
And then it'd be banana flavour.
That's why I can't fucking.
1960 thing ever. And sure enough, my schedule just gradually went back round, as it always does. I hate it. I hate myself for it, and I just wish I could get around it.
Damn.
Do I lack self-discipline? I don't know, maybe.
I think it's more just that you stay out all night editing videos. I mean, that's not really the case.
I love it, Marvin. By the way, my friend approached me the other day and said, "Oh, they love the Spice Girls." I was like, "Oh, the Spice Girls? Where's this come from?" We talked about the podcast last week or something. I've forgotten.
Oh, yes, we did. Reviewed. We very problematically reviewed how sexy Spice Girl was, I seem to recall. Well, we basically said that when we were children, which ones we found more attractive. And I won because mine was correct.
What was it? You said Jerry Halliwell, right? Jerry Horner.
Jerry. It was Jerry or Scary Spice, really, I guess. Isn't it?
Scared? No. Emma Bunton all the way.
No, Emma Bunton.
Or just
the one that
Who in there right now would be farming in the middle of the goddamn wasteland?
I don't think I've ever met a single Spice Girl.
For my birthday, I want a cameo from Emma Bunton, and that will make my birthday complete. That's what I want.
Are any of the Spice Girls on Cameo?
No, I want you to literally go into London and go into your old radio station and be like, "Oh, Emma, do Chris a video." Just like you do with Bryan Cranston. What I want, I
push my way through reception, sort of go, I don't work here anymore, but I've got to get to a Spice Girl. I've got to get to Emma Bunton. So wave you, yeah. Not seen you in a while. Not seen how extreme you've become, Peter. Probably fine.
I realised though I've become recently, like in other episodes, I talked about Thunderbirds and all this stuff from the 90s. Right? Thunderbirds was filmed in the 1960s. It had a resurgence in the 90s, and like I realised I've been going back to my childhood in the 90s and revisiting certain things that get me nostalgic, which is A, the Spice Girls, and B, Thunderbirds for some reason. And it made me realise the 90s were good, and then it was all downhill from there.
Well, I think there's obviously a massive resurgence into 90s, but also like naughty stuff as well. There's quite a lot of, I'll go to like if I had a choice for my perfect night, there are quite a few like emo nights on. I went to one before Christmas, and it was like, it was just this big ballroom in sort of Clapham Grand, I think, and there was a big emo night on, except like the people who DJ'd, they didn't really play a lot of emo, they just played like quite a lot of sort of like Good Charlotte and Avril Lavigne and stuff, and it's like, well, it's not really emo, is it? I mean, like, I know it's a Saturday night and you got to get the punters in, but like, give us some Taking Back Sunday, or I don't know, Yellow Card or something. I mean, come on, guys, give me something.
When I first came to Japan, I started working with a Canadian guy, a friend of mine, who's still here. And he was like, "Oh, I met Avril Lavigne at a party in Ottawa." I was like, "Cool. What happened then?" He was like, "She was kind of quiet." Yeah, that was the end of the story. I was like, "Wow."
I love the thing is though, if you've not got a story about a celebrity, or if you've not got a story about someone, like it's so kind of you have to sort of invent something. Going, yes, she did not wash her hands off the toilet. Like you have to invent something.
I mean, I can't talk. Always going on about giving Elon Musk a birthday cake. He's underwhelming, or Kenneth Branagh in a shoe shop, or whatever. Like all these really underwhelming encounters that suck. Honestly.
But I think Elon Musk stands apart as he's insane, and also he has dominated so much of our life through sheer force of finance. It's
absolutely. Absolutely. Twitter, X, nightmare. Anyway, let's crack on with the story of the day from. And I'm afraid I don't know how to read this. Tijmen. Tijmen. It's a Dutch name, and I can't pronounce it. So somebody's going to have to tell me on Twitter.
So where are we off to
How it's
next?
pronounced. Anyway, Tiemann, we'll call him Tiemann from the Netherlands, says, "Hello, Chris and Pete. I've got a wild story from a study trip to Tokyo I did a few years back with our international student crew. So, after hitting a British pub on our first night, a Japanese girl and an Indian friend bumped into invited us out for sushi at 4 a.m. Most of us accepted it and headed onwards to this buzzing sushi joint where we talked and ate for another hour or so. The Indian guy even generously covered half our bill, a surreal experience given the hour. Having wrapped up our sleep-deprived adventures and now aching for bed, one of the organisers and a close buddy of mine got a call just meters from our hostel. Turns out, while we were on our impromptu sushi extravaganza, some other students were still at the bar. An Irish lad thought it'd be a grand idea to quickly relieve himself out on the nearest building, that building being the Russian embassy. Oh, good God. So, long story short, picture this. Unimpressed armed guards, an Irish student and a friend running on fumes, having to communicate apologies in various languages for a swift release. Despite the initial chaos, we were left with nothing more than a telling off, and thus was the first unforgettable memory we made in Japan. The first of many. Keep up the good work, guys. Tiedemann from Netherlands. His name I've butchered. Not so much a story as an encounter that luckily did.
What would it be like if you couldn't just come to a game and drop $100, turn all the cards right away? So we explicitly prevented that at Marvel Snap. You can't just come day one and buy as many boosters as you want to get all the cards in the game. Instead, we wanted to make it a fun journey where you're slowly experiencing new cards and earning them over time. You can speed up the process by spending money, but you can't shortcut it. You have to collect all the cards by putting in the work and playing games and earning boosters and upgrading your cards to unlock new ones. It's such a fun, fresh experience that feels so different than any other card game.
Hey, have any goodies for me?
I swear there's more.
Go as badly wrong as he could have done. That could have gone way worse. Oh my God.
I like that the Indian friend managed to unlock the Indian finance for half the sushi. It's nice stuff. It's good stuff. Loop him in, but also like, isn't down in like are the Russians being blamed down in Cuba for the Cuban like mystery weapon that have given all the people in the American embassy headaches? I presume it's closed down now because obviously they don't have diplomatic
microwave.
But like, the microwave, the
Havana
popcorn
syndrome, right?
thing. Havana syndrome, that's what they call it, yeah. Aren't the Russians blamed that? You've got to be careful weighing on their embassy, that's all I'm saying. They could turn the tables on you.
Havana syndrome. It's just too many people fucking having mojitos and pina coladas in Cuba after working at the embassy. Nonsense. Oh, it's Havana syndrome, yeah. Pete Dawson's got Havana syndrome most Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's fucking, it's microwave.
That's it.
Probably is a microwave weapon, mate, in all seriousness. But we can only speculate. But
Oh, yeah.
on the subject of nationality, this week a report came out that 87% of
Very
Japanese...
enjoyable.
I know, right? Lovely link. We're the best in the business. 87% of Japanese people don't feel friendly towards China. Shock, horror, amazement, except unless you've been to Japan more than once. This isn't a surprise at all. To be fair, that is quite a high number. I think it's the highest I've ever seen it. Fill us in, Pete. Why is everyone in Japan not like China? What's going on?
Well, I mean, I suppose we could point to any item in the menu, in the receipt, I suppose, with the countries doing what they've done over the years. But a record 86.7% of Japanese do not feel friendly towards China. A Japanese government poll showed as bilateral relations remain tense over a number of issues. The Mail-in survey of 3,000 Japanese nationals aged 18 or over living in the country received valid responses from
okay, let's go back.
5,500 people. The government started similar polls in 1975 to help formulate its foreign policy. Never ask the people to formulate your foreign policy. Good God.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm about to level up, but what should I level up? That's the question. That's a fucking question. What should I level up? Ooh, I drank everything. I just got a protein shake. Yeah. I'll work out later. Maybe I stream for 6 hours. I know I said 8, but I should work out. Maybe just 6 hours I'll stream. Yeah, definitely should work out.
The record figure up from 81% in the previous survey to 86 was the highest since the question was added in 78 to the annual diplomatic surveys conducted by the Cabinet Office. Probably something to do with the recent ban on marine products shipped from Japan.
Okay.
Well, you're still alive. That either means you haven't gone after those super mutants yet, or good news.
Those super mutants won't be bothering you again.
I guess you were the right person for the job, huh? Thanks, friend. By the way, we've decided to support the Minutemen. We've got to help each other if we want things to get better.
Just looking to trade a little.
Sure.
That's fine. I need to build the water and defense. Okay, so everything. Yep. And for water, let's see. Gear. Oh yeah, it's fine. Gear. But now I know. I need. Eventually I'll go there. So I've been playing just half an hour, so 5.5 hours. 5.5 hours. Yeah, I'm about to level up.
Japan to China imposed last August after the radioactive water discharge in the from Fukushima.
Yeah.
I've never lost anyone before. This failure is new.
I took care of those super mutants. The settlers were relieved to not have them to worry about anymore.
Yeah, come on. Speak to me, bro.
Thank God. Super mutants. Civilians just don't stand a chance against them.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't be very good company right now.
That's it? There's no more settlements. That's hard to fucking believe. Come on, let's talk.
I've gotten word that one of our settlements is driven off an attack by the Gunners. I've fought the Gunners before, and something tells me this was just them probing the defenses. They're gonna need your help.
Hey there.
Is there something you need?
No, nothing.
No problem.
Yeah, so now I need to fight the Gunners. Alright, so I need ammo, bro, honestly. I need ammo, and I'm about to level up. So what should I level up? What should I level up? That's 31. That's 41. That's 35. I don't know, man. I do not know. Okay, so I should definitely do Scrounger. Definitely Scrounger. Scrounger, yeah, definitely. 25, not yet. Not yet either. Yeah, so Scrounger. Cause fuck, I need ammo. Come on, girl.
Heads up. Need some?
Nah, you just have junk. That's fine. You can hold it for now.
Huh?
Hey, Carla.
Hey there. Trading?
I'll take a look. Sure.
Yeah, keep your shirt on.
Okay. Board. Mine. Hunting rifle. I don't need 10 auto pistol. Pulse grenade. Automatic pipe. Laser rifle. Oh, hold on to that faded visor. Okay, the leather left arm, metal left arm, sturdy right. Yeah, that's it. Damn, you broke, bro. One, two, three, cause I need Plop ramen can, dandy apples, dirty water, guana, ready blood jet, mutant hound, verified, red roach, yeah, white meat. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe I'll play for 8 hours, maybe. I feel like going hard today. When was the last time I went hard?
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Maybe, depends how I feel.
Thank you.
Either 6 or 8.
Do you need anything? I've got a few minutes to browse. A little bit of everything.
Okay. Let's see. 38, 45, 10. Damn. She got half my shit. There's one for both of you. Where are you?
Heads up.
Now you're gonna be sharing that with both of us, right?
Okay.
You're gonna drag that.
Let's see, the slog.
Junk around.
I need to fix that shit. So yeah.
Bilateral tensions have also grown amid the Chinese vessels dicking about near Senkaku Islands in the East China Sea. That are claimed by Beijing, which call them Daiyu. And on a more positive note, the survey showed an improvement in sentiment regarding South Korea, with 52.8% saying they feel friendly towards the country, up from 45.9%. There's actually in England there's a bit of a situation that grew and then kind of shriveled up. There was some kind of CCP supporters at I think it was King's Cross or might have been St Pancras Station in London, and they were doing some kind of filming for the Chinese New Year. And there's a man on YouTube who he's just constantly playing the you know in like public areas in London, you'll occasionally see like a piano that people will just somebody will just leave a sort of stand-up piano, and you can have a play if you're so inclined. Which is it's quite a nice bit of public art. It's, nice little bit of public function to go with those nails that they hammer into the benches, so homeless people can't sit there. So it's weird sort of to change there, but. There's a man who sort of goes around just playing this piano, and he's on YouTube, and he plays the boogie woogie piano here and there, and apparently there's a video where the CCP members basically just tell him to stop filming them, and he's like going, it's a free country, I'm allowed to do what I want, and he's a bit of a dick, and they're a massive dick, and they just have this big sort of squabble about who's touching whose flag, and so it's kind of like, it all becomes very aggressive very quickly, and it's just an interesting little bit of, the CCP, they're all around doing manoeuvres.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise, this isn't surprising, every person I speak to in Japan, Japanese folks are unanimous in their dislike for China. It's unfortunate, one of my best students was...
No, that's not what I want to do.
Please, just... wait. You're not with the Gunners. Are you here to help us out?
I'm here to help. What's the problem?
It's the Gunners. We caught a group of them sneaking around a few days ago and had a bit of a dust-up. They ran off too easy once they saw we were gonna fight back. Gunners never back down that quickly. If you can help us shore up our defenses, it sure would help us out a ton. What?
Shit, that was fast.
This is the part of the job that I love.
Figure you won't just run, right?
I was just getting warmed up.
That was way too easy.
Hi.
Yeah, take that. We won. You Minutemen really know how to bring the fight. We won't forget what you've done for us.
Okay. Half Chinese, and I've met lots of great Chinese people here. So it always feels wrong to scapegoat everyone in a country, right? While we're recording the Journey Across Japan episode that's coming out, probably when this video's come out, we went to an onsen, Pete and I. There's a bus you have to take to get from like the car park into the onsen town, because it's very remote, you can't drive up to it, so you have to take this bus. And on one of the last buses out of the town, we just couldn't get on it because there was quite a lot of Chinese tourists, a very big tour group, and there was about 6 of us, me, Pete, a few others in the crew, right, Ian and Charlotte, and we just couldn't get on the bus. And one of the tour guides, Chinese tour guide, was getting really angry at us for like trying to get on this bus, and we were getting really angry that we couldn't get on the bus because there was just so many Chinese tourist folks there. And I've never seen, I think Pete and I got really angry because this woman was just getting really angry and shouting at us in sort of broken Chinese English, not letting us on the bus. But it's unfortunate. I'll never forget, I went to a ryokan up in Tohoku once and checked in with Charlotte. I think it was like a Valentine's Day thing. It can be romantic sometimes. And we went there, got in the room, and the woman came in, the woman who ran the ryokan. Which before really saying anything, she just went, "Oh, foreign, but thank God you're not Chinese." And we were like, "Oh, yeah. Great." And then she was like, "When Chinese customers come, they eat the food and spit it on the floor," and she was like being really graphic, and I was like, regardless of whether or not this is the case, this isn't professional. You can't. No. When customers arrive, you don't go and start berating like another nationality like that. It was really weirdly unprofessional, especially, you know, you don't have that sort of encounter. Yeah, I'm like, I've come for this romantic getaway in this lovely traditional inn.
Side
all
on
I'm getting is, just hearing this like awful rhetoric. Yeah, I'm not surprised this has crept up, given that back in September last year, China did ban all Japanese seafood because of the Fukushima water being released, which was mainly done out of politics, especially as Chinese. The water around China is equally, if not more, polluted. I think because there's a lot more, there's tons of nuclear reactors spilling out.
Hey, Carla, need to pick something up?
Water full of
It's pretty long from
on
here.
their coastline as well.
I'll take a look. Sure.
I got a little bit of
just
everything.
as bad as Japan, if not worse. Scientists.
I think it's also because you are. I mean, obviously, familiarity. When there's any kind of inter-country relations, familiarity does breed contempt. I'm sure the figures for Britain and the French would probably be exactly the same. To be honest,
I don't know.
It's just simply
it goes deeper in Japan and China, though, doesn't it?
There's been a lot of very recent. Sort of skirmishes and invasions in their history, so I mean, you can understand why.
Certainly, throughout my time living here, I've seen relations between Japan go up and down, but mostly down in the last few years since the President Xi Jinping came into power in China. It doesn't seem, and obviously, with the threat of war in Taiwan going up by the day. I think a lot of Japanese folks are uneasy about that and whatnot, and getting dragged into that as well. So, yeah, I think that's why, going back to how I started today's episode, the nostalgia around the 90s, it was so wonderful, so magic.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you open the newspaper, it's like, World War III, it's coming next Tuesday, and it's like, oh, shit.
I think it's because, I think we all kind of feel that way, but I think it's because we were all children in those decades.
I was a child.
You were a child. I mean, I was to a lesser extent. Let's make that very clear. I am technically.
You were older.
I was.
You were 17.
I'm technically a millennial, but a very old one. About as old as a millennial can be. It's sad. But we do kind of start when there's trouble on the horizon and we're grown up and we're having to deal with all of these horrible things, you know, world recessions and all this stuff. We do kind of start to regress into our nostalgia, and that's why you know. Barbies in the cinema making billions of pounds, and we just sort of we go back to where it all started for us and stuff, because that's where we find.
Stay sharp. Don't let your guard down.
Well, that's a few gunners that won't be attacking our settlements anytime soon.
When we all work together, the bad guys don't stand a chance. I heard that folks at Finch Farm need some help. The Minutemen should be the ones that answer that call.
Where the fuck is Finch Farm? That's so fucking close. Yeah, let's go. Let's just fucking, I'll be a bitch.
Comfort. I say this with a bottle literally behind me.
Yes, horrible creature. And also, on the subject of Barbie and Barbenheimer and all that, I did hear that Oppenheimer is finally getting released in Japan, I think in the second quarter of this year. So I saw it when I was overseas anyway. If I'd been waiting around, I'd been very disappointed. And not a lot of people, there's no real word on why they delayed it either. Obviously, at the time of release back in July last year, it was said to be out of politeness because of the anniversary of the bombings and whatnot. But it looks like it's coming out in March. Fingers crossed. I would be tempted to go and see it again. It's very good.
Who's going to be dubbing the bomb? Who's going to be the voice of the bomb? The Japanese voice of the bomb? That's far out.
Natsuki might really compromise somewhat, take away any credibility. Yeah, I don't know. I wish. It's nice to see South Korea and Japan getting along a bit better. I don't think we reported it, but after the earthquake recently, South Korea pledged some aid to the region of Notte to help them through the earthquake, which is a really nice gesture. It went down very well here. Again, like South Korea and Japan always at loggerheads, better World War II and the aftermath of that. But it's a shame. I wish the countries could get on better, especially South Korea and Japan, because they're such similar countries with such similar sort of development
Fucking
level
aim
and
is so bad.
economically.
I think tactically, I sort of worry that we won't get into politics because, goodness me, if I ever express an opinion, the YouTube comments do. You would never do that. In rage.
Hey there.
Dangerous world out there. Good thing, too. Otherwise, no business for doctors, am I right?
Not right now.
Very well. Keep the cargo safe.
Who else? I heard he keep the cargo safe. What the fuck does that mean?
Hitting my caravan is your last mistake.
Made it. This time. Psst. Point out what you need and I'll get right on it.
Never hear the end of it, but you do fear of a Donald Trump Republican US situation simply because Xi Jinping will just go, hey, half my missiles may very well be filled with water. My readiness of my army may not be all that, but I reckon it'll probably take Taiwan because Donald Trump probably wouldn't seek to defend, and then so Japan has to kind of. And North Korea will probably have a bit of a giggle as well. So you do sort of worry about the stability of not having a grown up in the room for the next 4 years. But I'm just going to play with my boglins.
There is a good chance. Yeah, if Trump does become president, that there will be a greater degree of instability because America is less likely to commit to defending Taiwan. A lot of Raptors testing the fences over the last 4 years, and after COVID, because obviously no one's got any bloody money to help defend other countries. It's going to be interesting, and by interesting, I mean fucking scary. Get Pete Donaldson conscripted back to the army. I heard the UK was tempted to look into it this year.
They were talking about
Pete Donaldson on the front lines.
They were talking about conscription. I go, yeah, you can live with that one. You can live with that one. I don't think anyone.
Let's talk.
Mr. Finch.
Hey, you! Oh, sorry. Thought you might be one of those forged maniacs, but you don't have the burns. A group of them took over the old ironworks, and they'll shoot you just as soon as look at you.
Who are the forged?
Bunch of trumped-up raiders, obsessed with fire and metal. That bastard son of mine, Jake, snuck out in the middle of the night to join them. He grabbed my granddad's old sword. It's the closest thing I've got to an heirloom. If you really are with the Minutemen, and you want to help, well, it would mean a lot to me if you could get that sword back.
Okay.
What about your son, Jake? You don't care what happens to him?
I didn't raise my boys to be raiders. As far as I'm concerned, he's dead to me.
Can you tell me anything else about the Forged?
They're led by a guy named Slag. Came in from outside of the Commonwealth a few months back and started recruiting. Mostly they've just been strong-arming folks. But with how quick they've been growing, it's just a matter of time till the raids get worse.
What kind of a sword am I looking for?
One of them old pre-war swords, rigged up to shoot flames from the blade. Probably why Jake thought they'd let him join. So, what do you say?
I'll find it.
You're doing me a big favor, and I'll make it up to you as best as I can.
Yeah. Okay, so what's Is there anything I can take? Of course not. Alright, let's go back, because we should let them shits go. What the fuck?
Yeah?
Take care of your gun, it'll take care of you.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, because they out here filming on little girls at parks.
What's up?
I've never lost anyone before. This failure is new to me. Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, ma'am. My systems are continuing to function at peak efficiency. I must apologize for the odd noises I'm currently emitting, a consequence of being mechanical in nature.
Alright, so 51. Okay, so then there's gonna be the Raider armor there. Alright, so give me the Raider 45, 51. I mean, those are complete. This is another, so you're gonna put the Raider shit there. Let's see. Alright, fuck. Where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so the Raider shit. Alright, so that I could sell. Alright, so it should be Raider level 2, I guess. Nah, let's just go with 1 first. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, it's fine. What am I doing? Ah, it's not repaired. Take that off. Okay, it needs to be fixed. I get it. Okay, let's fix it then.
What are you building?
That doesn't look half bad.
Repair. Repair. Get off, get off. Get off. Fusion core, fusion core. No! That's not what I wanted to do. Fuck. I mean, whatever. Come on, get... I have too much weight on me. Helmet, left arm, torso. Okay, so... helmet, left arm, right arm, torso. So I just need the legs. Just the legs. But I don't like the way that looks. Everything else is just a fine. Alright, let's move it down just a little bit. Move that shit down, baby. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't have to be fucking perfect. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Then put one more here, and we are good to go. Okay, let's go. Where are you? Hold on, let me talk to someone.
Girls at parks. And this motherfucker got the nerve to say, oh, he asked them if it was cold and he check under their skirt to see if there's anything there. I think that's the Japanese. Kato bitch ass motherfucker. I really hate people like this. And I try to tell people, Japan is not as safe as it seems. And this is something that's a big problem over here. Perverted ass motherfuckers that want to fill on kids. And apparently he's done this about 6 times. That's another day in Japan. I am City. It's crazy. That's another day in Japan.
What I wouldn't give for a good stiff drink.
Okay, so let's get some sleep. Get off my fucking bed. What the fuck you doing in my bed?
I've never lost anyone before. This failure is new to me. I trust you're enjoying my company. You and I make quite an effective team. You lead the way, and I'll follow, man. We can keep traveling as much as you want. I don't require sleep or food in order to survive. My onboard functions are operating at full capacity.
Okay, so...
Would you like me to go with you?
Carla. You again. Here to trade?
That's funny, Preston Garvey.
I'll take a look. Sure.
I got a little bit of everything.
I just saw that. T40, T51, I have extra though, so it's fine. Yeah, I need to see the army fatigues. Let me see how they look. If I don't like the way they look, then I'll sell them.
It's astounding how much we still have to discover out here.
I mean, do I have army fatigues though? Do I? No, I don't have dirty army fatigues. Yeah, I don't have dirty army fatigues. Okay, that's fine. Wait, I have fashionable glasses? Yeah, well, it's fine. Nah, the most I have is 2. The Minutemen shit, yeah, it's fine. I don't need all that shit, bro. Okay, I guess that's it. That's it. I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm fucking naked. Put on some clothes. Hold on, I need to do something real quick. I'll be right back. Hold on. I need to use the toilet. Maybe I will. Who knows? fucking cold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit, it's fucking cold. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. It's cold in this house. Okay, let's get back to it. Fuck yeah. I don't even remember what the fuck I was doing. Okay, let's see.
Writing in the corner of an abandoned school. A man's a magic, a magician. It's pure magic, is obviously.
I was a bit annoyed that he didn't rhyme jelly with skelly, like short for skeleton. He went for the full skeleton. And I was like, shit, skelly, I know what you mean.
I don't think people would have got. I would have got that. No, your lyrics, though. Your lyrics. And a cracking good video. Check it out. But for now, guys, keep the stories, questions, comments coming into Abroad Japan podcast at gmail.com. We're back later in the week, so we're going to out in the big wide world of yourself for a few days. We'll see you right back here to do it all over again on the Abroad Japan podcast. Bye for now.
Okay, can't sell anything. I want to do this shit because it's fucking bothering me. Finish farm. Did I finish this song? No, I didn't. Besides, yo, fucking annoying. No offense, it's fucking annoying. Okay, so I saw that. Okay. I saw this already.
And I'm afraid
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that one already. Okay, this one.
Bar culture, the nightlife culture. I'm kind of mixed on this. I actually think it could be a good idea in some respects. So it'll be interesting once this gets up and running, or report back on how it goes later on in the year.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Abroad Japan podcast. Probably the best way of learning about life in Japan without actually being in Japan. I'm your host Chris Broad, and we're joined as always by England's top Japan enthusiast. I nearly bumbled my lines there, but I didn't. Pete, how are you doing? I made it through the intro.
Top Japan, oh, Chris,
They used to make an amazing drink with tar breeze at the combat zone. Tasted awful, but would knock you out after a few sips.
If you sat there in your studio in Tokyo, you could go out at any moment, like right now, and you could just roll into the Love Hotel district of Shibuya and just get absolutely blasted drunk and have a right old bloody good evening. I'm so jealous of you right now because here I live in deepest, darkest Essex, and admittedly, I am going into London tonight for a booze up, but it won't be as good as your booze up that you could have in that there Shibuya.
I don't know about that, but actually, yeah, you're right. It's better for that. I do enjoy a night out in Japan a lot more than the UK. I love pubs, right? I fucking miss pubs so much, but just the bar culture, the nightlife culture here. You know,
Feeling nostalgic
go
or something?
Bars, go karaoke,
Could always get some couch for that,
go
I
to late night
suppose.
ramen. There's like a procedure for a good night out in Japan, whereas in the UK you got to wing it, and you usually end up in some sort of shite nightclub playing dubstep music or some crap. Yeah, I don't miss that. Don't miss that at all.
Do you know what I really want? I really want a bloody martini. I want a martini with an olive in it, and I want a quiet, nice, quiet sort of cocktail bar in Shibuya, and I want to sit down and I want to smell the smoke. I want to smell the little sort of snacks that you get, edamame beans and stuff, and I want to have a lovely, well-made martini with a bloody olive in it, a big juicy olive. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Shaken, not stirred.
Exactly.
James Bond himself, shaken, not stirred, with his vodka martini and his olives. I want some olives. I've got an unhealthy olive addiction recently. If you get some good olives, Italian olives, amazing. We got a story here from Justin. I'm very hungry as well. All I've had today is I ordered some chicken and broccoli. It's my new health regime.
What?
Health regimen. Health regime.
Gross.
That sounds
gross.
dictators. Dictating.
I've got some ostrich in the fridge. I had a bit yesterday. It's quite. You can cook like ostrich meat. Quite. You don't have to. You can do it quite pink, which is for obvious reasons. But it surprised me still. It still feels wrong cooking a bird. Not all that well.
A mega bird. had a big bloody hell.
Megabird.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like beef. I mean, to be fair, the stuff I had, like, they'd pre-added some garlic to it, so just made it taste of garlic. But it was a not a bad little from Aldi ostrich. I mean, Aldi ostrich is Chris.
So which should I put it?
An airsoft drinking food bar, which are three things that probably shouldn't be combined. So you get your drink and then you get like an airsoft gun you can shoot at the range, and then all the meat was like really obscure kind of meat that should not be edible or should be. And we ordered the crocodile tongue, and it was an atrocity, and it was flavorful. Oh, it was so bad. So bad.
What a pain in the arse to open up a bloody alligator just to steal his tongue. Like, I mean, it's fraught with trouble, I'd say. I mean, I will say that I will eat meat-wise. I remember when we did the football ramble, football podcast we do, available now. We did it for like 15 years, and about 12 years ago, somebody who was a fan of us just sent us a big jiffy bag full of what could only be described as mystery meat. Just a bag, Marks and Spencer's carrier bag, loose, full of brown, sort of dried meat, and I ate every last bit of that. Who knows what is in my constitution? Who knows what went in my stomach that day? But I just nom 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 nom. Mystery meat. Thank you very much.
I just last night I watched the film Society of the Snow about the Uruguayan plane crash where they had to become cannibals to survive in the Andes. And you saying eating mystery meat is conjuring up some awful visuals of bad they went through. Really good actually. Watch Society of Snow. Society of the Snow, it's called. Incredible stuff. The fact they survived for like 90 days at 4,000 meters in a frozen mountain where it's minus 30 degrees. Mind-boggling. And then they got ostracized for eating their dead friends.
Their friends, yeah.
What a story. Incredible stuff.
I mean, if you sort of turn up, get ostracized, but if everyone knows the story why you actually ate that man or woman, I think that's fair enough, to be honest.
It's all about
no further questions. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
If you're eating a Handies, not in the Andes, bad. If you're eating a Handies in the Andes, good.
God. Oh my God. Anyway, we got a story here from Justin. He says, Dear Crackerjack Chris and Pepperjack Pete, I recently travelled to Japan for the first time this past October and had a wonderful first time solo travelling the Golden Route through Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka. Since this was my first trip completely solo, I was understandably pretty nervous and not sure quite what to expect. My first morning in Tokyo, I decided to head over to Asakusa and visit the renowned Sensoji Temple. It was there that I discovered Omikuji, the ring of fortune, that I saw tied on various racks around me. After doing the proper rituals to pay my respects to the temple, I was curious to see what fortune I could get.
How much you got left?
My nervous Japanese ways. Perhaps a good fortune will lift my spirits and provide some optimistic insight for my next 10 days of travel. What I got was quite the opposite. I opened up a piece of paper to see bad fortune written, followed by a fortune that almost seemed targeted. It said, the sea far too treacherous, go bloody hell. I tried, I never read that fortune before, it's very I tried to one of the reps, out of spite, I ended up having an incredible 10 days in Japan. I can't wait to go back. In your experience, do Japanese natives still participate in this tradition of Omikuji, or is it something gimmicky just for tourists?
Why do they always gotta fight back?
Now, I was doing
Lucky
videos
hit.
I went to the Kiyomizu Temple, and Natsuki bought an Omikuji paper fortune. Checked bad luck. He was like, oh, fucking bad fortune shit. He threw it on the floor. And then he went and bought a good one. A good fortune. It kind of made me think, he was so happy. Does it cancel each other out? And a bad fortune, it's rubbish. And then a good one, does it cancel out?
Okay, I'll give you that one.
I do like that you can. I do like that you get these kind of fortune things that do actually say something. Whenever
Motherfucker.
Faith-based kind of
Fuck, that was not cool.
They're always talking about, you know, positive stuff. You know, they're always talking about, you know, you're going to meet a tall, dark, handsome...
You know, just before journeying across Japan with Natsuki, we were in Kyoto. And we went to the Kiyomizu-dera temple. And Natsuki bought an Omikuji paper fortune. And it was bad luck. And he was like, oh, fucking bad fortune shit. And he threw it on the floor. And then he went and bought a good one. A good fortune.
Yes!
And
Exactly! That's what capitalism's all about. I am the master of my own destiny.
Thank you.
Kind of made me
It's
think
like I
he
can
was like,
finally
"Hey,
Carla,
think straight.
back again?
But I was
Time
like,
to do business?
does it cancel each other out?
Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Always happy
Yeah,
to make a
it's
sale.
rubbish. And then a good one. Does it cancel out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird, isn't it? I don't know.
I mean, I do like that you can get these kind of fortune things that do actually say something bad, because a lot, like, whenever you sort of do like you go to like a faith-based kind of magician with a crystal ball, they're always talking about, you know, positive stuff. You know, they're always talking about, you know, you're gonna meet a tall, dark, handsome stranger. They never sort of go, man, you better go down to your cellar and hide because you are in so much trouble. Like, they never say that. They never. Oh, they get the cards out. They go, actually, a big skeleton with blood coming out of its neck. It's bloodless neck. Actually means a new beginning. They never do any of that. They just, what they need goes, skeleton is bad. Skeletons are spooky, man. You gotta get out of here. Get away from me. They never do this. I like the bad fortune coming up.
I mean, I don't think I've ever bought one myself. Partly mainly because I can't read the damn thing. It's always in complicated Japanese. I suppose you can get Google Translate to do it now, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what kind of fortunes you get. I don't know. I think Natsuki's once said your business will like go bankrupt or something like that. Which he didn't like. He didn't like the sound of.
Sweet release for Natsuki.
Out there in the countryside, yeah, with the disappearing population. But he got a good fortune. He was happy. That's all that matters. It's quite a funny scene. It's in a video called 14 Days in Japan, the ultimate travel itinerary video now. But what is going on in Japan this week, Mr. Dawson? Fill us in on the news. Something to do with romance, I understand.
That's just garbage.
Oh, romance, Chris. We love it. People need it.
Can you tell our readers about Conquest Mode? You start in the proving grounds.
Sorry, this fucking guy.
Etc. Dating can be hard in this day and age with hurdles such as global pandemics, ugliness, and sold-out marriage vending machines that we spoke about before. That's why more and more people have said the convenience of dating apps to meet others in the hopes of making a romantic connection. But who do you trust? Do you trust your Tinders? Do you trust your Hinge? Do you trust your Grindr? No, you trust the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. That's who you trust. They're here to help releasing their own dating app with security that only the world's biggest bureaucracy can provide. The app is aimed at those who are 18 and up, living, working, or studying in Tokyo. It's set to utilise AI to find suitable pairings of users based on their personal info and a questionnaire, much like pretty much every other dating app. What is different from like your Tinders of this world to this one is that the government-backed vetting process that comes along with it, which requires users to provide their marital status and income, as well as to take part in an online interview to confirm their identity. So it's just all very secure stuff, Chris.
Sounds a bit
all
clinical,
very. Yeah, it does sound a little bit clinical. If you were going to put your heart in the hands of a metropolitan borough, would you choose Tokyo, or would you choose somewhere a little bit more romantic, like, I don't know, Fukuoka? You're somewhere in Kyushu.
Fukuoka. I don't. Dating websites already kind of do this, like more serious ones, like Plenty of Fish or whatever. Tinder, no, probably not. But I'm sure there's already dating apps that do this kind of verification.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mixed on this. I actually think it could be a good idea in some respects. It might make people who are kind of wary of doing this sort of thing a bit more comfortable and secure in doing it. It's backed and verified and everything by
the people know that they're not lying about their marital status and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I imagine there's quite a lot of people on Tinder being absolute wrong-uns.
Yeah, absolutely. I know someone who started dating a guy and it turned out he was married and whatnot, so it does happen. This reminded me of the sold out, as you mentioned, the sold out marriage vending machine, which was a vending machine. I think we reported on it, must have been like a year ago now, and it was like a little vending machine in Tokyo, Kamata Station, where there's like a little vending machine out of shop front, and it's got like the top row of drinks are just real normal drinks, and then the second and third row are little cans, and they've got like I think one row's men, one row's women. And on the little pink cans, it has like who they are, their age, a little bit about them, and then you buy the can and get their details. And it was sold out very fast. Yeah, 1,000 yen. Pretty cool, right?
Wild. Absolutely.
I would have done that if I was single for a video as well. Could have been quite intriguing. But yeah, I don't know. I think. Clearly the Japanese, clearly the Tokyo Metropolitan Government are a little bit worried about the fact that not enough people are having kids. Marriages seem to be going down in terms of popularity, and this is a way around it. I would argue.
Let me turn off the light.
Maybe shopping.
Let me turn off the light because I can't see so good. Yep, that's better. That is much better. Now I can focus. Now I can fucking focus. Okay, let's get comfortable. Alright, let's go.
Women get back in the workplace in Japan is a better idea. I said get back and then everyone in the workplace.
No, said the Tokyo Metropolitan District.
Time's up!
I think making it so Japanese women don't have to choose between having a career and having children.
The fuck?
The key to success.
The fuck?
In most respects, but yeah, it's cool. I've never used a dating app before, actually. In some respects, I wish I had, because it could be a funny story. And everyone I know who's done it always has something funny.
I'm beginning to enjoy this.
So, I think you've even heard a few stories of yeah, the only couples I know have really succeeded using dating apps have used like a more like official service, like Plenty of Fish, you have to pay a certain fee and you go to death, right?
Is it just
Those
me,
are the ones I've seen
or is this too easy?
So,
Yeah, I think I've always historically I've always gone out with people like that because I like to shit while I eat, baby. I like to have uncomfortable situations wherever I am.
Now you're starting to piss me off.
Or maybe I'm the same. You channel as a YouTuber after all. The world of YouTube, there is no workplace. The world is my workplace. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a cool idea actually. I think it's a good idea. Do you think it's good, Matt?
I think using tax dollars to set up a dating app
Shit.
do sort of things this one should be for. You just fix something around it instead.
We don't need
I ran out.
We don't need brains. Dating app is massive. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting once it gets up and running. We'll report back on how it goes.
Ammo, caps, whatever you find, don't forget to share.
Wow.
That's more like it. Is this a joke? This has to be a joke.
We got some faxes from Tyler. From San Diego. Hey, Chris and Pete, you love the pod, and I do appreciate the knowledge you share on the show that's helped me plan my trip. One thing I love to do when I'm experiencing a new city for the first time is going to an observation deck or taking a helicopter tour. I found it to be a rad way to get the lay of the land and maybe spot something that catches your eye that you must see on your visit. Tokyo has so many renowned observation decks, so I was wondering basically if you had a favourite. Have you ever done a helicopter tour?
No need to hide.
Would that be better than
I'll be over soon.
Is it worth doing one of those?
Dead already.
Chris, they could go up on that little. I think that's shot again. I really wanted to go on that.
Shit.
They shot on weird days, don't they? They sometimes shot on like a Wednesday, weirdly. It was moving last time I was there.
I gotta get rid of this guy though. Oh, there you go.
Operational. It's a funny old thing. Yeah, it's a big dog. On the side of a great view right there. I actually had a sponsored job a few years ago in Tokyo, and people were like, we think and I had mixed feelings. I just think they just freak me out a little bit because like, it's a bit creepy. Although I was having this exact conversation on a podcast a long time ago, I got a message saying, actually, helicopters are very safe because when something goes wrong and it starts to fall, the ranges magically restart. And nothing I've seen in the history books has indicated that is the case, but who knows? You can get the helicopter ride over Tokyo for like $500 there, I think, which is pretty reasonable for an hour, I think. So, you do it, right? You love a helicopter. It's your favourite thing.
No, frightening things. There's too many crashes. Don't like it. Do not. I'm sure the helicopter fans out there will sort of say there are so many safety mechanisms that allow you to. No, not enough. Sorry, again, the helicopter can't glide. Well, actually, it can't. If the road just go quickly and it's sharp. I've seen them. And it's not good. No, not good. Frightening. Absolutely chilling.
I mean, if you want an actual view, and you can go in the helicopter, or just go up to Tokyo Skytree, or Shibuya Scramble Tower, which I haven't been up because the queue's always been long, but I'm told it's good. I have no patience for queuing. My favourite observation deck, personally, is Mori Tower in Roppongi, because it's slap bang in the middle of Tokyo. You get an incredible 360 view from the roof. There's a helicopter rooftop observation point to get a great view. That's my vote. I'm too lazy to queue for Shibuya Scramble. Although Charlotte and all my other friends are surely it's very good. If you're patient, go and do it. We got one here from Ryan. This is Ali Crispin Pete. I've been a huge Japanese pop culture and history fan for decades, and I recently got into building mecha model kits that made me Gundam. One thing I realised is Japanese people love their hobbies. There just seems to be a passion and dedication to hobbies and fandom that you rarely see anywhere else. That's probably how Japan became the geek mecca to people all over the world. But they aren't just dedicated to geek stuff. Japan seems to be the place where there are fanatics about every hobby. My question is there something about Japanese society or culture that makes people more dedicated and passionate about their hobbies? Thank you very much. All the best, Ryan. I mean, people in Japan do seem to be very good at on really. I think most people here want to be professional in one thing in their career or in their life, in their hobbies. You know, in a way that I don't remember seeing in the UK. You know, people are just happy getting by running a restaurant, whereas like being a Japanese chef wants to be the best at doing a certain thing. Even Natsuki, right? Mr. Punk Rock, I don't play by the rules. He studies really fucking hard for his hair salon, the big salon. He goes to Tokyo every month and has special classes to get a certification, and also probably to go shopping and get drunk as well. But he takes it really seriously. And like everyone I know, every Japanese friend I have just focuses on one thing and becomes really good at it. People don't want to be a master of none. They want to be they want to be a master rather than
Master
just one. Master of one. I'm not sure what that is. Why that is, Dave. I'm not sure why that is the case. But I think it's cool. I like the way people get really invested in mastering their craft here.
I should kill him
What do you think it is, Pete?
before I go down there.
I don't know what culturally means that they want to be the best that they can be, but I certainly appreciate the effects. I appreciate every.
Okay, let's save it just in case I die.
Craftsmanship.
Let's get this fucker.
Craftswomanship. I think you can kind of. I think there's an argument to sort of say that Japan is the only place to be for that sort of thing. If you're into something, you're really into something, and you've got it.
I really admire that. You know, when I've done like interviews in restaurants, like sushi restaurants, and they've got like the chef who's like spends 2 years learning just how to make some rice. It's like, wow. There must be a point after like week number 3. It's like, I think I've learned everything right now. 2 more years of this.
And then you pop, and then I come in and I put a little bit of ginger on top of the sushi.
Ruin it. And then you put your chopsticks in, you flip it over, it falls apart, and soy sauce. It's all fucking got one here from Anna, who says, dear incomparable Chris, passionate to just stay in a real time Michelin my husband for the first time. It was an incredible experience. The dinner was amazing with 8 courses.
Fuck.
By the 6th course, we were really struggling. The 7th course came with a bowl of rice, which finished us off completely. We felt like we might offend the chef, so I ended up pocketing some of the leftovers, like naughty school children, trying to get away without eating all the dinner. By the end, I had a tissue filled with rice, fish, and mushrooms in my pocket. That's not know, it's apparently like disrespectful. It's kind of like dropped into kids at a young age. Don't leave anything behind. I'm putting a load of fish and rice and mushrooms.
Gotcha, you
Probably isn't the answer either. I think you could have just asked for a box. I was at a restaurant the other day with a Japanese friend. They couldn't eat a couple of salmon. There's a big salmon. And they ate half of it and they were like, give me a box. The staff brought it over. So you could have just said, can I eat this later? Don't use the tissue. Don't stick your fucking dinner.
When you're giving them 8 sets of food, it's fair.
Gonna use you to scrape the mud off the boots.
I think it's fair.
And I think, I sympathise with Anna. At the real cards, I've got the classic dinner.
Phone jacket!
And I feel like, I'm done now. And there's another 45 minutes to come along. So, yeah. But it's part of the fun. But don't worry about it. Keep stories, questions, comments coming into broadcast@gmail.com.
Come on, you stupid bastards! Come on!
Bye for now. Bye-bye. See you later. Have a great week.
It's just fucking him. Come on.
Never seen him so eager to die.
Beautiful. Nah, that's just it. Fuck. That took forever.
She's been here since 5. Both her parents are Ukrainian, but she moved here with her mum, who remarried a Japanese guy. Speaks Japanese fluently, thinks like a Japanese person by all means. But I think if you ask most Japanese people, they wouldn't see her as Japanese.
Hey,
wow! Hello everyone and welcome to the Abroad Japan podcast. Probably the best way of learning about life in Japan without actually being in Japan. I'm your host Chris Broad and I'm joined as always by England's top Japan enthusiast, Mr. Pete Dawson himself. Pete, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm going terribly actually, Chris. It's very early in the morning here in London, and I've run out of bigger juice fruit punch.
Doubt what you need, and I'll get right on it.
I was addicted to when I moved down to London about 20 years ago, and it's a very sugary Jamaican pop or soda, and I discovered that the shop down the road sells it in huge quantities, and I bought it in huge quantities, but I've drank every single last bottle of it, and it's made me very sad that it's all gone.
It looks absolutely disgusting. I've never seen that in my life.
Beautiful. It's bright red. It tastes of, it just says fruit punch. God knows what's in it, but I am absolutely addicted to the potassium sorbates, the gumma cassia, the glycerol ester of wood resin. Either way.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't sound good, but it tastes good, and that's the main thing. So, I'm upset about the lack of bigger juice in my life, but I'm happy about everything else.
When I was over in America last year, did like the chess boxing thing, I did a live stream with Ludwig and Connor at Ludwig's house, and we ate every American cereal there ever was, never is.
Right.
And fuck me, the things that go in those cereals. It was pretty scary. Like trisodium phosphate and all this horrible, so delicious. I love Lucky Charms. Those marshmallows are great. But my God, if I had children, I wouldn't let them anywhere near cereals in America.
It's weird, isn't it? There is the food standards over there, the old USDA. Is it USDA or FDA? I can't remember. Either way, food.
USDA.
USDA. Right, okay. USDA certified lean. Man. They are. It is a good song, absolute banger. A late career banger from the Killers. I would say that we complain about here in Britain about the EU overreach and stuff, and that's kind of why Brexit happened, and that's why we're no longer in the EU. But good
Benny
God,
Bananas,
their food safety.
Bring back Benny Bananas.
Their food safety standards are way better than with some of the stuff you see in America. Bless them. You have.
Don't leave anything behind that might be
useful. Food-wise over there.
Chlorinated chicken.
They can't guarantee.
My chlorinated American chicken.
The food standards. But yeah, wow. But but what I would say for American stuff is it tastes better than anything in the world. The Lucky Charms, the cereals you get in like a buffet breakfast in a sort of rundown hotel in America, they're just better. They just know how to do breakfast better than us.
I think America's better in general, but
I'm sort of thinking like my idea of like a Japanese breakfast for all the good it does is Natsuki having a cigarette and a coffee.
Yes. What was Natsuki's breakfast? One
Hey,
cigarette,
what's
one
yours
coffee,
is mine.
and one more
Right,
cigarette,
darling?
Right?
And one more cigarette, yeah.
What a breakfast.
That
To be
guy.
fair,
That guy's
that's a good breakfast. That breakfast will kick you into high gear. I've done it a few times, and you do feel like you take on the world. But I feel like a weight has been lifted. A big weight. It's called Journey Across Japan. It's finally done. Fucking yes, it's over.
Did you have a post-edit cigarette?
No, but I feel like I should have one now.
Right.
I can't believe it's over. I'm so happy. Now I can actually do fun things again. Not to say the last episode wasn't good. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but we visited the first ever apartment that we lived in abroad Japan. First 3 years in Thunder. And it was really trippy. We tried to get in there last year, but the person who was living there was like, I don't know who you are, I don't want a camera in my apartment. And I was like, fair enough. And then when I announced that we were doing Journey Across Japan, the guy living in there now, American dude called John, lovely guy, he was like, yeah, come on over, come film it. And he let us in, and it was trippy as hell, going back to where it all began. Trippy.
Does he feel kind of, does he feel like he lives in like John Lennon's house? Does he feel like this hole in the wall, Chris made a rudimentary glory hole for himself. Just kind of like walking around the house looking at what modifications.
Well, he's certainly kept a few he's kept the Kotatsu wooden table, and he's kept the old TV, and he's kept the mirror. So it would like the kitchen area all look the same. He got rid of the ironing board, which I used to
Heads up.
make
Time to trade a few things.
dinners on, chicken and camembert, because he got like a proper working space for preparing food. But like for the most part, yeah, it was almost as if it had been untouched, and it was really trippy. The first time I'd been back there in 9 years, it was. So it was surreal. I was kind of like, and he's got my position at the school as well. So he's basically inherited every facet of my life in those first 3 years.
Oh my god, this is like a film. It's a single white female. What's the one where like somebody just takes over somebody's world, somebody's life, somebody's identity?
Freaky Friday.
Yeah. Yes. But no. But yes.
But yeah, it'd be cool to do like switch lives for a week. I think I very quickly want to be back in JK.
Do you ever have like fantasies where you sort of go, oh god, I wish I could go back to when I was like 22 or whatever, and then and make different decisions, and I'd probably do things a little bit more in a more refined way. But then I do sort of think about like.
Hey Carla, need to pick something up? It's pretty long from here.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Always happy to say it.
Yeah, I probably would have done a bit more work. I mean, I wasted an astonishing amount of time for a man who didn't really have access to regular internet. Like, I don't know how I managed to waste so much bloody time.
I mean, I went back and I was like, I did kind of think, wouldn't it be cool to go back and relive those first 3 years? Like, Japan was such an enigma, such a mystery to me at the time, because I could never really travel and explore the country, right? You'd only get like weekends off, and you can't really go very far on a weekend when you live that remote. So it was kind of like very exciting. And now I've done literally everything in Japan. I've met like the biggest rock star, the biggest film star. I've been to every prefecture, climbed Mount Fuji twice. I've done everything, on paper anyway, except perhaps fluently master Japanese or learn a martial art. There's still time.
Except find himself. He's done everything. The one thing he couldn't find in Japan was himself.
That should have been the tagline for the Important Japan book.
Yes, he did make his own glory hole.
I think the only thing I'll say is like I don't regret what happened after my life there in Sakata. I'd like to rewind it, go back and relive it and whatnot, but I don't regret what happened afterwards. I think things have turned out pretty damn well for the most part. I don't know what I'd change really. No, I don't know. I think I had a good run.
Heads up. This is my favorite part of the job.
In the same episode, the last Journey Across Japan episode, I was handcuffed to American P, for a day in the snowiest town in all of Japan, which you should never do. I don't know why we had that challenge.
But just simply because if you slip over,
you die.
You're taking the other person down with you.
There was one point, I think it wasn't on camera, but there was one point where I think Pete slipped or I slipped, and there was we're in this town called Ginza, this magical Hayao Miyazaki-esque town, and it's snowing hard as hell, and like there's a beautiful steamy river throughout, and Pete nearly took a tumble into it, and I nearly went with it, and luckily I managed to get my footing at the last moment, but that would have been a very different end to Journey Across Japan, being airlifted to Yamagata General Hospital.
Still chained to Pete.
We can't get the chain off. We can't get it off. It's fused forever.
Try having to do an operation with like two of you in there like Siamese twins. We can't separate them.
We're gonna have to kill one of them. But I'm really happy with how it's done. Let's never speak of journeys across Japan ever again. Let's never do that. Don't regret doing it though. It was fun. We got a story this week from Dallas. That's a cool one. Dallas. From Long Beach, California. Hello, Affable Chris and Laughable Pete. I arrived in Japan around the end of November 2022, and as a newbie, I quickly found myself looking for a local watering hole. I knew this would be a difficult endeavour, as my Japanese is middling at best. And I was with 3 friends, which might present a problem, given the smaller bars within the famed Golden Guy district. Seeing a sign in English that said Outlander Bar, we popped in, immediately seeing a guy in his late 20s with short hair, a goatee, and enough tattoos to make a colouring book jealous. Was it Pete Donaldson? The bartender motioned for us to sit and told us that Crazy Tanaka-san was en route. Crazy Tanaka-san. Fuck it. It was like an announcement for a circus act that you just can't miss, and so we stayed put. Rightly so. In strides a middle-aged man with glasses and a full 3-piece suit. Not the image of Crazy, as his name suggested. He looked ready to negotiate a crime deal, not join a shindig at a snug bar. After claiming and downing his usual poison, he then turned his gaze my way. You, American, speak English. It dawned on me at this moment that we may have picked the wrong bar. Here I was in a foreign land, in a room filled with the misfits of Japan, and I was poisoned. Crazy Tanaka-san. Fuck it. It was like an announcement for a circus act that you just can't miss, so we stayed put. Rightly so. In strides a middle-aged man with glasses and a full 3-piece suit. Not the image of Crazy, as his name suggested. He looked ready to negotiate a crime deal, not join a shindig at a snug bar. After claiming and downing his usual poison, he then turned his gaze my way. You, American, speak English.
Our little sanctuary revival project has really helped.
Here I was in a
Takes my
foreign
mind
land,
off
in a room
things.
filled with the misfits of Japan, and I was sure our three would go missing before sunrise. As I quickly learned, though, he wasn't crazy in the Quentin Tarantino sense, but earned the title through drinking crazy amounts of alcohol. It's not crazy, it's just an alcoholic. Offering me beer after beer, he told me his stories of travelling the world. He just so happened to be a diplomat, not a crime boss. At the stroke of 2 a.m, with a wink and a nod, Crazy Tanaka-san bid us farewell and disappeared into the night. When I went to pay my tab, it was already settled. Tanaka-san had paid for all the drinks. It was everything I wanted in a night out, and I felt so lucky to have had such a memorable night. Thank you guys, love the podcast. Dallas from Long Beach. He survived an encounter with Crazy Tanaka-san.
Tanaka-san. I like that, because like it could have gone either way. Like, Tanaka-san, why is he so crazy? Because he's very in debt. He keeps on paying for everyone's drinks.
It sounds like a 65-year-old British man's impression of like what a Japanese person would like. Oh man, it was like Crazy Tanaka-san, isn't it? Yeah, it's such a weird. That's great though. I love he wasn't so much crazy as a raging alcoholic. He just downed a formidable amount of beer.
Just absolutely get it down, yeah.
I want to find this place. He didn't really. Where was it? It was in Golden Guy. So
Outlander Bar. There was one.
Outlander Bar.
I think I don't know whether these bars sort of change hands very, very quickly, but every time you walk past one, it seems to have changed name, ownership. There's even fewer chairs in there.
Hey, Carla.
I'm seeing if I can find it. It is
Ready?
there. Oh, wow, it is there.
Let's see what you got.
I got a little bit of everything.
3 stars out of 5, with only 3 reviews.
Let's get some. I wonder if Tanaka-san is. When we bash through the news story, I'll see if there's any. See if there's any reviews talking about.
There's a review.
Oh yeah, there's a review.
I found one, right? It's a review from Joanne, who gives it 1 star out of 5. This was 4 months ago, fairly recent. She says, the guy who runs this place is incredibly rude. He kept rushing us and other customers to finish our drinks and order more or leave. We spent 6,000 yen for 3 whiskey shots in 45 minutes. We found out later these should only have cost about 800 yen to 1,000 yen each. The other customers walked out as well. And then the next one's like, the best bar I've been to in Shinjuku. Samurai, ask for Samurai Style. I was run by the coolest man in Tokyo.
Samurai Style is another man who comes round and he drinks less, but he's way more intense.
Tanaka-san in a fitting costume.
Tanaka-san. Is it 6,000 yen for 3 whiskey shots? Is that absolutely obscene? Not London prices. That's cheap for London.
I think Shinjuku, like Golden Guy's
expensive as hell.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's called like walk. But I don't really drink there apart from Bar Deathmatch in Hell, where the prices are reasonable and the guy's really cool, and there's like a disfigured Yoda in the corner. But like I recommend Golden Guy and walk through, but I think Shinjuku, like Golden Guy's
expensive as hell.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's called like walk through, but I don't really drink there apart from Bar Deathmatch in Hell, where the prices are reasonable and the guy's really cool, and there's like a disfigured Yoda in the corner. But like I recommend Golden Guy to like walk through and be wowed by the atmosphere, but I'm not so sure on the bars. I did go to a good one with Connor and Pete on one of their live shows. But yeah, you just gotta be lucky. Just do your homework, look at some reviews. Bar Outlander. See if any of you guys have been to Bar Outlander and met Crazy Tanaka-san, let us know. Send us an email or in the YouTube comments below. But this week's news story involves identity. And it involves damn competition that I love called Miss Japan. What's going on in Japan this week?
What the fuck? The fuck happened?
It's been challenging to be accepted as Japanese, said a tearful Carolina Shino in impeccable Japanese after she was crowned Miss Japan
below. But this week's news story involves identity, and it involves a goddamned competition that I loathe called Miss Japan. Pete, fill us in. What's going on in Japan this week? Identity and Miss Japan.
Oh, pretty ladies, there have been racial barriers and it's been challenging to be accepted as Japanese, said a tearful Carolina Shino in impeccable Japanese after she was crowned Miss Japan on Monday. A 26-year-old model who was born in Ukraine moved to Japan at the age of 5 and was raised in Nagoya. She's the first naturalized Japanese citizen to win the pageant. Excuse me. But her victory has reignited a debate on what it means to be Japanese. While some recognise her victory as a sign of the times, others have said she does not look like a Miss Japan should. Her win comes nearly 10 years after the model Ariana Miyamoto became the first biracial woman to be crowned Miss Japan in 2015. Back then, with a Japanese mother and African-American father, Miss Miyamoto's victory raised questions about whether a person mixed race should be or could be eligible to win the competition. Miss Shino, who has won the Miss Japan on Monday, has no Japanese parentage, and it's upset some on social media. Is this just a storm in a teacup, though? Is it one of those things where about 3 people comment and the Daily Mail just gets a whole piece out of it, and it further
just when you think you're safe, you're not.
Accentuates what the objections actually are? I'm not going to go. To be honest, I'm not going to go through all of the posts on X/Twitter about people questioning whether this woman is Japanese or not. That's not for anyone to decide apart from the woman herself. And so it does raise interesting questions, not about biological identities, but it certainly raises questions about how far Japan's come when it comes to people who aren't strictly biologically born and bred through some kind of genetic connection to the Japanese people, I suppose. It's a different one, isn't it, Chris? I mean, to be honest, if you were going to sort of when I came to the story, I just saw the headlines. I was like,
Hey, Carla.
I mean, if
You again.
Shit. Scared me.
Trade.
A beautiful person in a lab.
I've got a few minutes to
Japanese,
browse.
Ukrainian,
Always happy
you wouldn't
to
go
make a
far
sale.
wrong, would you? I mean, you stick some Iranian in there, maybe. Because people from Iran are usually beautiful, but like, yeah, I mean, like, you'd be like, well, that sounds about right. But I mean,
Dr. Donaldson's
let's
test tube, baby.
Put a little bit. I'm gonna do like a sort of 70s disco song about me making the perfect beautiful woman. I put a little bit of Iranian in the tube. Yeah, I mean, it's an anachronistic product, Miss World, Miss Japan, all that shite. It doesn't further anything. It's quite tedious, but in this sense, maybe it'll help hold up a mirror to what the Japanese think is who people are Japanese, who are Japanese and who are not Japanese. Effectively, I suggest they're probably not as advanced on that particular note as the rest of the world, because they're an island nation and they are very protective.
Island nation.
We're
an island nation.
Living there. We are. Yeah, we're just as bad as them. That's the point. We're just as bad as them.
Well, it's different. Like Japan, you know, such a large proportion of the country are homogenous, 95% plus, 98%.
And also we have taken over. Our empire has taken over most of the world and claimed it as our own. So I mean, we've had influences for a long time.
We built a railroad, Pete. We built a railroad.
We built
for the peoples of the
there's your
world
railroad.
to steal the treasure quicker.
Enjoy.
Awful people. This is just a stupid topic. Like, on the one hand, I think you can come at it from both angles. Number one, of course, most Japanese people are going to be like, is it political? Ukrainian, Japanese national winning? Because most Japanese people support Ukraine and what's going on there, so there is a political aspect. But I think if you ask most Japanese people, they wouldn't see her as Japanese. She's been here since 5. Both her parents are Ukrainian, but she moved here with her mum, so Japanese guy. She speaks Japanese fluently, thinks like a Japanese person by all means. But it all comes down to blood, doesn't it, right, in Japan? The appearance of blood makes more things. Like, there can be a bit of a pick and choose element to it sometimes. Like Naomi Osaka, the incredible tennis player, like she looks Japanese, but she's not overly fluent in Japanese, and she only picked up her passport age 22, but most Japanese would sort of say, yeah, of course she's Japanese. Also helps she's one of the world's best tennis players. That kind of
I mean, like, if you look at, like, you know, naturalized, like, Brazilian citizens have always kind of been quite good at football, and a lot of, like, countries will just claim a lot of decent Brazilian football as their own, and as they have every bloody right to be naturalized citizens, and naturalized citizens for a reason. You put the time in.
They used to make an amazing drink with tar breeze at the combat zone.
It's kind of
Tasted awful,
but
would not.
On the story, but I think, of course, feathers are going to be ruffled in it. Of course, I think a lot of Japanese people over 40, 50 are going to be like, well, she's not Japanese then, on the one hand. And yeah, I think my main takeaway though is, why the fuck is Miss Japan still a thing? What, Miss World, Miss Universe? I hate them all. What a load of absolute
They always
crap.
look the same as well. I mean,
Knock you out after
I don't
a
like
few
to comment
sips.
on people's features or appearances, but they just look so. They look like they've been growing.
Seems to be growing well.
They look like they've been created with a little sort of RPG, and like any kind of deviation from the normal kind of, like, you know, 1970s idea of what it is to look like a woman is like on an RPG kind of character creator.
Yeah, good point.
Couple of notches up and down. They all look the same. They all look the same.
It's like, let's get the women out like cattle on a stage in swimsuits, and like they don't really get into, have they done anything good? Have they achieved anything good? It's like, oh, they just look good, innit, in a swimsuit. And they
I like
can
that
do
one
their
that
hair
was
and
shouting,
makeup on. a fucking Barbie doll.
Remember that one? Remember the woman? There was like a Miss World from last year, I think. Everyone was just sort of going and saying their names, and the Miss France just went France like in a really crazy style. She became a meme for a while. That was quite fun.
Well, I just hate it. I think it's just a load of trash and it's outdated.
I love it, Chris. I think it's sexy.
You're part of the problem.
I think it's really sexy. Wow.
Do you ever remember
hot women coming on talking about world peace and then turning around? I think that's really hot.
Toss out a few lines about how world peace is important. Do a spin in a swimsuit job.
France!
Absolute shit. Like, do you remember the viral video from like 2007, Miss Teen America? It is my favourite video I think on YouTube ever. She's asked about American geography. You've seen that, right? It's called Miss Teen USA. Right. 2007, right? The person on stage, she comes up and I have to answer one question about world peace or some generic geopolitical bullshit. And someone went, recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the US on a world map. Why do you think this is? And then the girl in question, Lauren, gave the most fucking convoluted, nightmarish answer. She said, I personally believe that US Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq and everywhere, like such as, and I believe they should, our education over here in the US should help the US and should help South Africa and should help Iran and the Asian countries, so we'll be able to build up our better future. Like, it's like a robot as like
ChatGPT, yeah.
It does. A shit version of ChatGPT, like carved up 6 different speeches about world peace and just mixed it up into one.
So it's magnetic words you get on the fridge. She's like, that one.
I just love the way she sort of just suddenly went, and South Africa and Iraq and everywhere, like the Asian countries. Like, what are you on about? What's that? No.
You had all summer to figure out what you are.
Hey.
Sure.
Think you can unlock that?
You can't just turn up and just make stuff up. Write it beforehand for crying out loud. Yeah, but I mean, they're just kids.
Finally, a bit of a challenge. I'll see what I can do.
Because you look a certain way and you've been forced.
There you go.
Kind of
nothing to it. We'd move faster if you kept your eyes on the road and off me arse.
I know, that's what I do, and I ain't pretty.
Get Pete Dawson on Mr. World 2024.
Yes, Mr. World.
Why is world peace important, Pete? Why is world peace important?
Oh, because fucking missiles are expensive, aren't they? Rubbish, boring. Blokes looking down tubes going, yeah, this is a good missile, this will make a real mess. That's how I imagine people on nuclear subs out there. They look down the pipes and go, yeah, this is good, big tube, gonna make a big mess.
That's on par with Miss Teen America's speech, to be honest. My God. But you do yourself one treat today. Go and look up that viral video. It's a cracker. Yeah. We're back in just a moment, guys, with your stories, comments, and questions in the fax machine.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gun hunters.
価値観で出会うならマッチングアプリ with 18歳未満の方はご利用いただけません。
原神では瞬時にキャラクターを切り替え
And we're back with the fax machine. What have we got this week from our listeners? Mrs. Dolls, fill us in.
Dear ChatGPT Chris and Python Pete, my husband and I will be traveling to Japan in 3 weeks. It will be our first time, and I'm excited, but also a bit overwhelmed. And your podcast has been a tremendous help. Doesn't sound like us, Chris. I plan to keep a travel diary or scrapbook during our journey, and recently read about different types of stamps you can collect at train station, temples, and some stores. How hard is it to find such stamps? Do you have a particular favourite spot to get them? Maybe any other recommendations for flat collectibles and keepsakes to stick in a notebook? I love the podcast, keep the great work. Marissa from the Netherlands. I think on a recent episode, you and Charla was collecting some somewhere. Yeah. I know I collected some on Rabbit Island, and sometimes you see them in 7-Elevens for some reason.
Rabbit Island stamp book. Was it the stamp book of the chemical weapons factory built on the other side of the island?
Just a bit.
Charlotte does have, she's got a stamp book, Neko stamp book. She made it herself. And she, to be
Hey,
honest,
have any
I'm
goodies
not
for
somebody
me?
who gets excited about stamps, right? Clearly, I'm the grumpy, horrible man. And yeah, when I see Charlotte crack out a stamp, like every Michinoeki roadside stop in Japan is like a stamp, and they're pretty elaborate and quite good. I'm always amazed by them. I can't remember the one we had in the weird train station in the video. It was the one where Charlotte and I had to trade accents for a day. But yeah, she found a cool stamp, and it's cool. It's cool. Collect the stamps, isn't it? It's cool. Travel to Japan, collect the stamps.
But it is if you're going a hand luggage only, like I went to Japan recently. It's a really nice little kind of keepsake that doesn't break the bank when you head to the airport.
Absolutely. Go and get some stamps. We've got one here from Amanda from Canada. It says, LA Chris and Pete. I've always wanted to visit Japan, but I have severe health anxiety and panic disorder, which makes me have multiple panic attacks a day, therefore making travel very difficult. My question is, how is mental illness treated in Japan? And do you have any tips for people who want to visit, who have panic attacks, or any sort of mental illness? Thanks, Amanda from Canada. Sorry to hear that, Amanda. That can't be fun. I mean, I often have anxiety stuff, and if I'm on a plane, I more than once I panic. But to have it on that level must be horrendous. And I mean, mental illness in Japan was it's almost as awful a topic as the question of identity in Japan as a foreigner who's lived here 25 years, whatever. I'd say, honestly, I don't know. How would you visit Japan with such an illness? My advice would be, come with the 20 fun. I mean, I often have anxiety stuff, and if I'm on a plane, I more than once I panic. But to have it on that level.
Do you have a friends for the half in South African and half half mix or
fun. Question is, how is mental illness treated in Japan? And do you have any tips for people who want to visit, who have panic attacks, or any sort of mental illness? Thanks, Amanda from Canada. Sorry to hear that, Amanda. That can't be fun. I mean, I often have anxiety stuff, and if I'm on a plane, I more than once I panic.
Huh?
But to have it on that level must
Carla,
be horrendous.
you again.
I mean,
Here to
mental
trade?
illness in Japan was,
I've got a few minutes to browse.
We got a little bit of everything.
Is the question of identity in Japan as a foreigner who's lived here 25 years, whatever. I'd say, honestly, I don't know. How would you visit Japan with such an illness? My advice would be, come with friends and family. Probably take some tablets before getting on the plane. Like, I knew a guy who had really bad anxiety, and he would take something that would like knock him out on a plane ride, and he'd magically wake up at the other end. Again, I'm not Dr. Chris. Always take my advice with a pinch of salt. But I'd say come here with friends and family. If you really want to do it, plan everything out to a T, all the hotels, all the transport, all the getting around. Because, if you are an anxious traveller, Japan can be quite anxiety-inducing. I think the greatest anxiety people have is around kind of cultural etiquette and cocking up and doing something that might offend people. But you don't have to worry about that, honestly. I've never met anyone who's travelled here and
Heads up,
sort of
this is my favorite part of the job.
Actively being a dickhead, like a YouTuber not paying on a train or causing mayhem in a restaurant, as happened last year. But like for an everyday traveller, you really don't have much to worry about.
I think that in many ways, like a lot of social anxieties come from, again, not a doctor, but in my experience, a lot of social anxieties are
You trying to lug the whole Commonwealth with you or something?
Carla, hey there. Trading?
In the city.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Yeah, keep your shirt on.
Place. Obviously, if you've got like, agoraphobia or all of those things, all of that good stuff that really makes life difficult when it comes to travel. That obviously the big cities aren't the place for you. But I think when you've got social anxieties about saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, there is a certain anonymity to a big city where nobody knows who you are. So there's probably something to be said for that as well. But again, not knowing precisely where your anxiety lies would be difficult to sort of say, give you any kind of advice or coping mechanisms. And good God, you don't come to here for anxiety coping mechanisms. But well, I hope you get there, Amanda. I realise it's a massive undertaking, but just don't put too much pressure on yourself and use the strategies that you presumably perfected over the years to get out here, because at the end of the day, food's bloody good.
That it is. Hope you're able to come over, Amanda, with some time and planning. If you're able to do it. We've got one last here from Riley. He says, hello guys, quick question for Chris. Sorry, Pete. I'm finally moving to Japan this May on a working holiday visa, and I plan to travel Tohoku in North Japan and Hokkaido extensively the first 2 months to hike and check out the local temples and shrines. My question for you is, do you reckon it's a cheaper and better option to hire a car and face the fuel and toll charges rather than take the train, buses everywhere? Obviously, I know there's quite a few factors, but if you were to estimate which you think's the cheaper option, I'm just unsure how much road tolls rack up. Thanks, guys. Riley. I would say cheapest way is train and bus, not driving, because to rent a car costs a bit of money. It can cost about 8,000 yen a day, I'd say. About 8,000 yen a day. And then there's the tolls on top of that. That could easily come out to another 3,000 to 4,000 yen a day. The petrol, insurance, all sorts of factors. The only reason I say to hire a car is if you want to go places that are completely inaccessible by trains and buses. And a lot of North Japan, you can get around it by train, but you wouldn't want to necessarily, because you'd spend a lot of time waiting around at train stations and riding around going the wrong way. So I'd say it's less about the kind of cost and more about making the most of your time in Japan, right? Here on your working holiday visa. Do what I did, get a credit card, destroy the credit cards.
Get the credit card, destroy the credit card. That's how it works.
I'm a more, like when I was a student, I had no money, and I would always just pay for stuff on my credit card. And the stupidest thing I ever did, I went to Rome for a weekend with my friends. Spontaneous trip. We were really bored on Friday. Well, let's just go to Rome then. Flew to Rome, rented some scooters, crashed the scooter because some prick cut me up in front of the Vatican, and I crashed into a wall. And the scooter cost $2,000. Well, the scooter cost £2,000, and there was like no insurance or anything, so I had to pay what was supposed to be like a quick, fun little trip to Rome. Was the most expensive 2 days of my life. All went on the credit card, and I paid it off eventually, and we all lived happily
crappily ever after.
But no, just such shit advice on the Abroad Japan podcast from Dr. Chris.
Yeah,
and Dr. Pete.
don't listen. Don't listen to us.
No value in this podcast, just terrible advice all around. Keep the stories, questions, comments coming into broadjapanpodcast@gmail.com. We'll be back later in the week, guys, to over again. But for now, no matter where you might be, out in the big wide world in the subsequent few days, we'll see you right back here to do it again on the Broad Japan Podcast. Bye for now.
Heads up.
Sure, be glad to take. I mean, hold some stuff for you.
That was fast. Okay, so Jamari.
So it's been a couple of months since we last talked about a Mr. Adam 22. Last time we caught up with him, he was giving his wife away for the second time. Only this time Adam would actually be in the room, fist bumping the man while he was thrashing his wife. No, guys, this is not what MLK died for. As a matter of fact, he's probably looking down from heaven like, what the hell did I do?
You asked me if I could hold your... And I asked you, and you were like, no.
That's all I need.
And then
like 2 minutes later, I was like, all right.
2 minutes later, you were like, okay. And then all of a sudden, I was like, on camera. And I was like, okay, like everything's changed. Like the rules are just changing, like and fast forward really quick.
Other than that, the only other recent thing I can think that we've talked about in regards to Adam is how he was bragging and going on about seeing Drake's piece.
She showed me the skin color matched up with the skin color that I would think that Drake's would actually be. And I'm not gonna lie, like I'm sure you're wondering right now, Adam, was it big, was it small? The man's got a missile on him.
But now we have yet another piece of thought-provoking content coming from the No Jumper universe. Danny Mullen on the girl he's dating, giving Adam a job. So I guess at this point, Adam is tired of being the only cuck at the No Jumper studio. He wants to feel better about himself, and so he wants to be cucking other guys. And of course, the shameless Danny Mullen has no problem being the man getting cucked.
You had Holiday on Plug Talk,
who I like because her name sounds like both holiday and hollandaise sauce.
You asked me when we were on the Plug Talk couch what it would take for me to double team a chick with you on camera.
To pay you if you were to actually I really don't know. I don't know like how many people are out there that want to see this kind of thing. I mean, maybe like we could afford to give you a couple $1,000, but I don't know. I mean, I almost feel like I would rather just pay Swolby.
Now, I gotta be honest, I've never really been the biggest fan of this guy or his Dumb and Dumber haircut. I really started to dislike him when him and Adam went on their podcast they used to have called Sledge Lords. And they decided to platform this absolute clout chaser, this trans influencer who exposed, at the time, Adam's longtime friend, House Phone, a man who really helped build up the No Jumper brand when it was very small, and they essentially exposed House Phone during that podcast for sleeping with her.
No, they talk more like this.
Never mind. Come on, let's hear the impression.
No, I was going to impersonate someone that I shouldn't.
Oh, come on. You've already sold out entire life here.
Well.
Did I look down upon to expose that somebody may have been with a trans person?
Yeah, absolutely. I sign NDAs and I take them very seriously, so just letting everybody know that.
I'm guessing.
And the reason Adam thought this would be an okay thing to do, apparently, was because he was going to make sure they censored House Phone's name. But throughout the podcast, it was beyond obvious who they were talking about. They kept mentioning it was someone close to the No Jumper brand, possibly on the staff. They kind of made a joke about this guy's entire life. And then at the end, they f***ed up by not censoring his name.
Just by acting weird and shady, acting like you didn't do some shit that you did do, and you know you did.
I've been friends with him for and I just don't want to be like
out. Truth is the truth.
Well,
no one cares.
But should I tell him? Should I give him a little warning? This is coming. It feels kind of weird to not tell him.
Yeah, maybe your friend. Yeah, I feel like she totally spilled your beans.
If you want to, I have.
But you better tell. You also should. You better let him know. I've pulled up security and I don't play.
Yeah.
Security's gonna have a turn with you too.
Yeah, I can't imagine. If he
hear that,
if he gets prior warning, I can't imagine he's gonna love that this is airing. But hey, we need ratings.
Now, even during that podcast, you can tell that Adam starts to feel guilty, and he knows there's going to be some sort of blowback from this podcast, and he knows his friend's going to get exposed, but he still decided to put it out, even knowing that it was only going to get like 30 or 40,000 views.
It's not about him, this is about me.
I have a feeling that this will soon be about him.
Oh,
I'm going to be hearing a lot about this.
And people, this was Sledge Lords.
Take it up with me. I don't give a
I would like to say the same, but it seems like I'm worried about people calling me a bad friend for just not editing this and putting...
おはよう、今日も来てくれてありがとう。イベント最終日絶対勝ちたい。ナイス。
And that's when both myself and I feel like kind of the general public started to look at Adam differently. Of course, that was around the time the
Ah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. That's how I get to the other side. They obviously killed some people. Well, how the fuck do we get inside? Oh, that's pretty. Oh, this is cute. That's, you know, definitely some fucking time. There's nothing there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I open on the media. Alright, don't nothing. Okay, let's get out of here. Yeah, let's check this out and then we go. This way. So many fucking skeletons.
I don't ask for much. Just need a full bottle and some bones to break.
What do you guys eat?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Also, they can have that like in.
It's fine, don't keep talking about it, I'm streaming. What do you guys eat?
The dinner.
But what?
I don't know. I'm making here.
Do you have nachos?
Oh yeah. No letters.
Yeah, that's fine. Can you make now? Do you have it now? Okay. The lettuce is fine. No lettuce is fine. Not right now. I'm streaming.
The entire No Jumper universe began to really fall apart, and while Adam has done a good job of recovering from that entire situation,
Sorry. Talking about important stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll stream for 1 more hour because now I have to go to work tomorrow. I don't want to be exhausted. That's gonna be our first time. Yeah, maybe I'll stream for 1 more hour.
There's some excitement at the end of the road.
I have to make it up another time when I know my fucking schedule. Jonathan Mason.
That huge nuclear fallout, No Jumper just really has not been the same since that golden era. And I think especially Adam has, and that's when both myself and I feel like kind of the general public started to look at Adam differently. Of course, that was around the time the entire No Jumper universe began to really fall apart, and while Adam has done a good job of recovering from that entire situation, that huge nuclear fallout, No Jumper just really has not been the same since that golden era. And I think especially Adam's reputation has taken a massive hit, and so that's why I think he kind of said, "F*** it, I'm gonna go down with the ship, gonna lean into the cuck arc and just try and basically cash out." Sorry for sidetracking y'all so much, but basically I'm trying to say, to me, this guy and Adam snaked house vote.
I'm not a normal star.
I know, and I feel like in a lot of ways you might be less valuable than a normal.
Dude, I put asses in seats. I put eyeballs on screen. I feel like they would pay premium prices, maybe up to $100 a head, to watch you and I throw insert name here.
Okay, let's take you out of the equation.
I don't like that so far.
Listen, if you were a grown man paying any amount of money, much less $100, to watch Adam and his Jim Carrey-looking friend, some girl, you do not deserve to be breathing pure oxygen. As a matter of fact, you're just kind of a waste of life. And here's where the degeneracy really begins, I guess kind of the embarrassment of Danny Mullen, where Adam talks about how this girl that he's been seeing went a little crazy during their scene together, while Danny was off in the other room.
I'm not really sure, I haven't really looked into it. But let's talk about your girlfriend licking my ball.
Just an insane sentence that I'm sure Adam could not wait to say.
I was already close to walking out of here.
Been too long since
Holly, but you bring that shit up like it, and that's disrespectful of a tone, dude.
How many times have you guys with Holly?
A couple of times.
Nice. That's a good number. Couple.
Oh.
So the guy's basically out here trying to change the subject. I don't think he wants this cuck narrative to be surrounding his name, especially when you're out here getting cucked by the head cuck himself. But Adam's not having any of that, and he's like, no, let's steer the conversation back to your cucking, back to the embarrassment. I really need to get this off.
Let's do it.
So your girlfriend was on her...
Okay, I did that, that's it. I want to, but fuck. I need to do this shit too. I still need to do 2 more things. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off now.
He's giving me on that Plug Talk couch. And
I'm already fucking tired. I haven't even worked out yet. That's something I need to do. So tomorrow haircut, then I start my first day at work. Man, I still got a lot of time, but working out at least 2 hours. Yeah, I have to take care of my daughter too. Life sucks. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off. Fuck it. Sorry, guys. Alright, let's sell this shit that we already have.
Huh?
Hey, Carla.
Hey there. Trading?
I'll take a look. Sure.
Always happy to make a sale.
Yeah, okay, so by pistol, revolver, short combat, double barrel. Damn, I'm fucking broke. Assault, athletic, Ragstad, harness, I don't need Ragstad, undershirt, can Bentats, Psycho, Salisbury Steak, Sweet Roll. Damn. 1500 ain't shit, bro. Do you have something?
Look alive.
Now you're gonna be sharing that with both of us, right?
Do you have something? Nah, you don't have anything. It's fine.
Thank you.
So, did we finish at least building this shit? I already did that. I did that. So, that's the next stop, and then here. So, let's see if I finished it.
Like I can finally...
If I finish it, that would be fucking great. Whew. Yeah, I need to work out. Definitely need to work out. I'm fucking stiff. My body is fucking stiff. Alright, so I don't think I finished it. Nah, I didn't. Obviously, I didn't. I can't do it because I'm not close. Still. Alright, let's save it. Alright, guys, I'm sorry. I know I said 8 hours, but I didn't know that I was gonna fucking work tomorrow, so I need to prepare. Yeah, work out and take care of my daughter. Maybe sleep. Tomorrow, go to sleep early. Work out, then get my hair cut, then go to work my first day on the job. Thank you, guys.